Hey everyone, it's Catherine here. So I'm doing a little bit of diversifying of my content. This is not going to become my regular content, don't worry, but I just wanted to do a sketchbook tour. If you don't know, I'm really into art. I've been drawing since I was really little, and it's something I really enjoy. It's something I've started taking seriously very recently, and I really love sketchbook tours, so I thought, why not do some of my own with some of my recently completed sketchbooks. So this isn't going to become an art channel, but it's just something that I wanted to share with you guys. So without further ado, here is my first sketchbook. I hope you enjoy.
So this particular sketchbook was a Strathmore mixed media sketchbook that I did last year, so 2016, in the early spring. It lasted me about 2 months, I think. I quite liked this sketchbook. It had some really nice paper, markers were really receptive to it. I don't know, it just blended well. I enjoyed the feel of it. But the only problem with it is, as you can probably tell already, it does not lay flat. So if you're trying to do a double page spread, it's pretty much useless, which is really sad because the paper is phenomenal. I really enjoyed the cover is like really soft too. But yeah, so I haven't bought this one again. Most of this sketchbook is a lot of practice stuff. At this point I hadn't been drawing for probably like a year. I'd done a few like really tiny sketches, but I really hadn't done much. So this was my first attempt at getting back into drawing regularly. So on top of lots of like experimental stuff, you'll see a lot of practice. I did a lot of body sketching sort of stuff, trying to draw things that I didn't normally draw. You'll also see, starting here, a lot of Maury Girl Challenge sketches, which are all on my blog if you're interested. I compiled them all together. But this is a challenge that they put out on the Maury Girl Facebook page, and I participated in, and I ended up actually finishing, which was pretty crazy for me because I didn't normally finish art challenges. But it had a lot of really interesting prompts and really kind of expanded my experiences with drawing. I also tried to do a lot of original work in this sketchbook, which is not something I used to do a lot. I used to do a lot of fan art. I wanted to kind of expand my repertoire and focus on my own original creations, things that came out of my head, which is a little bit difficult for me, so you'll see some like odd proportions. You'll also probably notice that in this sketchbook I still had a really anime influenced style, and that's something I've tried to stray away from. I mean, there's nothing wrong with anime, but it's not what I wanted my style to be. But this first sketchbook was full of anime stuff. And also I should mention, this is the first sketchbook I ever completed all the way through. Before this, I had never completed an entire sketchbook. I would either, draw a lot of things that I didn't like and I'd tear them out, so I'd have end up with 25 pages in a sketchbook, or I would get halfway done and then I'd get another sketchbook and I just never finished the other one. So it was a really big accomplishment for me to finish an entire sketchbook and fill up all of these pages. I also tried not to tear out any pages in this one. You'll see a couple things folded over, closed up, and that's not because they're personal, it's just because I didn't like them, and so at that point I folded them up. But I didn't tear them out because I wanted to be able to go back to them. There's some post-it note stuff going on where stuff I really didn't like I covered up, but for the most part I kept everything out, which is new for me. Right here, as you'll notice, I started doing some landscaping sketches and stuff like that. That's very new for me too. I never really did anything like that either. I also did a lot of sketches inspired by artists that I enjoyed, trying to kind of emulate parts of their style, just for practice and seeing what kind of things I wanted to incorporate into my own. One artist I really liked at this time and still really like is Tori Ann, and I tried to you'll see a little bit later some actual practice sketches of things she'd drawn. They didn't turn out very well. Yeah, right here. But I just tried to imitate her soft line art style. It didn't work very well, but it did get me kind of experimenting with the different ways of drawing. And I just want to pause right here really quickly at this picture and mention that this person was a real person that I saw on the street, and he was really cool. So yeah, that's just a little sidetrack, but I really enjoyed drawing that. He was pretty neat. I saw him on my way to school and I was like, I have to sketch him. But at this point, I think I've probably talked about all there is to talk about in this sketchbook. So at this point, I'll just leave you guys to look at the rest of the sketchbook, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.